What's going on, y'all? It's your man Pristine back with another video. Welcome to the Pristine review for the iPhone XR. All right, now let's dive right into this thing. Let's start off with the price and the specs. Price for this particular model being the 64 gig, $750. If you want the 128 gig, that's going to run you an additional 50 at $799, and then there's a 256 gig that's going to cost you $899. Okay, so those are the prices. The specs, you already know, we've got a 6.1 inch display here, LCD panel, 8 full HD. We've got the A12 Bionic chip, 64 gigs of storage, 3 gigs of RAM as opposed to 4. We've got a 4-core GPU, and we are running iOS 12 fresh out of the box. All right, so those are your specs right there. And of course, as you can see, things are nice and buttery smooth, as they typically appear to be on iOS devices. Now, the build quality, we've got glass on the front and the back, sandwiched in between, with a piece of aluminum sandwiched in between the glass. I mean, so this phone, it's a beautiful phone. This is the Project Red edition. Definitely was stoked to get my hands on this color combination, but it's just something about that black and red that just looks very slick. So again, glass on the front, back, aluminum on the sides, top and bottom. The phone does have a little bit of heft to it, even though the phone is, it's a small device, it's a narrow device. It's not really wide. I mean, so people that have small hands, I mean, you shouldn't have too much of an issue wielding this in your hand and carrying it around in your pocket. But nonetheless, you definitely want to keep a case and a screen protector on it because, as I mentioned, it is glass and it will shatter. I don't care what Apple is talking about as far as durability. Rock it butt naked if you want to and drop it. Then you'll realize that at that point you should have took the advice of others that maybe tried to lace you up on a screen protector in a case. Protect that investment, man. Respect the tech. All right. So build quality. Am I a fan of the build quality? I am. I've gotten used to, the feel of all glass design phones. To me, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of glass. I'm a fan of aluminum, or metal or whatever. You know, I'm really, really liking this aluminum and Kevlar on on the red hydrogen one here, and then the little ridges on the side. I mean, makes it easier to hold. And oh man, I mean, this phone is a beast, but it's comfortable. It's comfortable to hold, if that makes sense. Don't have that type of construction here on the iPhone 10. I mean, that would or 10R here. That would definitely make this phone extremely durable, but that's not the reality. Of course, the red hydrogen does not have wireless charging capability as opposed to the iPhone here that does. So, a little bit of a trade-off there. What's more important to you, wireless charging or better build? Now, performance, as I mentioned, A12 Bionic chip. Apple is claiming that this is the most powerful chip ever in any smartphone right now, and they just may be right about that. Again, performance has been nice and snappy. Everything is just completely responsive as it ought to be. Opening applications is a breeze as it ought to be. I haven't had any problems at all whatsoever with this device whatsoever. So let's go ahead and turn on Wi-Fi just because I'm on Verizon, but I don't have bars where I live, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on Wi-Fi and go ahead and get everything out of here, and then you'll see, tap on the Bible app and you'll see how fast that opens up. Now again, of course, data speeds and things are going to be different than your overall Wi-Fi connection, but just to give you guys an idea of how snappy this thing is, this is my SoundCloud app, and so I've got a lot of music files in there. Let's go to YouTube. All right, and you see how it just queues that up. Marquez Brownlee here. Let's talk about foldable smartphone. Okay, man, I'm gonna tune into you later, boss. But yeah, my man Jay Will, live stream, OnePlus 6T takeover and new iPad Pro. Okay, I see you, Jay. I'm on you. I'm gonna check you out. But yeah, so you guys get the idea, man. I mean, the phone, it just breezes through tasks and apps and pretty much whatever you needed to do. I mean, so usability and just the overall performance is buttery smooth as it ought to be. All right. Now, as far as the cameras, what can I say? The cameras are magnificent on this device. Again, as I mentioned, these are the same camera lenses that are on the iPhone XS and the XS Max. Typically, I'll do a camera review video for all the phones that I feature on the channel here, but I just I didn't see a need to do that with the XR here. If you guys are curious to know what the camera quality is like, just check out the video that I did, the camera video that I did for the iPhone XS Max, and that'll give you a clear indication of what the camera quality is like here on the iPhone XR. Like I said, the only difference is with the XR here is that we don't have the second 12 megapixel telephoto lens here on the back. You see, we only have one sensor as opposed to the dual sensor setup. Okay, and then so along with the exception of the lack of there not being a secondary camera on the back of on the back of the device, when you do go into the camera app, which I will display here, you will notice that while the phone is in portrait mode, as opposed to 5 of the portrait lighting settings, you only get 3. And so you've got natural light, studio light, and contour light. Okay? Now, if you swing the camera around in portrait mode, then you will notice that you have all 5 of the different camera lighting. So you got natural light, studio light, contour light, stage light, and stage light mono. So just be mindful, that's one of the main differences right there when you're in the camera app on portrait mode. So primary lens, 3 lighting effects. Selfie, all 5 of the lighting effects. Now, another difference with the camera, we do not have 2-time optical zoom, but we have 5 times digital zoom as opposed to 10. Okay, so on the XS and the XS Max, we've got digital zoom 10 times, and then we do have the 2-time optical zoom. Here, you only have 5 times digital zoom, and we do not have the 2-time optical zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the difference in the camera department. I mean, so, the photos and everything, I mean, here, let's see. I'll just go ahead and cue some up for you real quick. Some photos that I took yesterday. And it's kind of hard to be able to tell the camera quality through the lens that we're looking through. But these are some beautiful photos that I took. I mean, look at the color reproduction, the sky, the branches, the leaves on the tree. It's down at the park where I do a lot of my videos, where I'm doing camera quality videos. I mean, look at that tree and the leaves. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, you see me in the shadow right there taking the photo. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the idea. So, I mean, the camera on this phone is superb. But just be mindful that the differences that I just mentioned are the only differences that there is. We do have 4K recording and everything. I mean, so all that stuff is the same. Okay, so check out the video of iPhone XS Max / the camera. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, battery life. We've got a 2,942 milliamp hour battery, and it's not a problem. It's been said that this phone is the one that lasts the most, and that's accurate. I would definitely have to say that that is accurate. One of the main reasons why is because this is an LCD panel as opposed to an OLED panel. OLED panel, what I'm saying? I mean, the battery is draining a little more to be able to power, what I'm saying? I mean, that OLED technology and being able to produce, those colors being what they are, really true tones, true blacks, true whites. Not to say that the LCD screen looks bad, because it doesn't by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm saying, I mean, with an LCD screen, I mean, it's less work that the battery has to put in to power that big display. Okay. And then on top of that, I mean, the A12 Bionic chip is just optimized very well for battery life. I mean, you also get good battery life on the 10s Max as well, which actually has a bigger battery, but at the same time, the 10s Max has an OLED display as opposed to an LCD. So that really makes a difference. And I think that's the difference here with the 10R and why it has better battery sustainability over the 10S and the 10S Max. I mean, so battery life for me has been stellar. I've very easily been able to get through a full day. I do not have to put this phone on a charger every night. But again, it depends on usage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're heavy on your devices, then expect to be able to, expect to have to charge your devices at the end of the night, if not sooner, depending on what you're doing. But even still, if you're doing a lot of heavy duty things, you're not going to kill this battery off quickly. Okay. Now, again, we do have fast charging, that capabilities on this phone, but again, it's a separate accessory that you have to go and buy from the Apple Store or get it from Amazon, basically wherever they sell it. They do not put it in the box. And so we do have fast charging capabilities on the 10R here. It's just not an accessory that comes in a box, a separate accessory that you need to go and purchase, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Apple, they're always just looking for ways to price gouge and make money. But that's just what they do. And apparently it's working. I mean, them being as big as they are, $1 trillion company, come on, you know. So, hey, it is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all I've got for the full Pristine review for the iPhone 10R. Again, I mean, just knowing a lot about this device, I mean, just previously having an iPhone 10s Max, they're the same device. They're the same phone. I mean, there's really no difference. Like I said, I mean, this has a gig less of RAM, one less camera lens, and I just talked about what the differences in the camera department is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. And we got a new size. I mean, this is a 6.1 inch display as opposed to the 5.8 for the 10s versus the 10s Max, which is sitting at a 6.5 inch display. This is right in the middle of the 10s and the 10s Max, sitting at a very nice, comfortable 6.1 inches. Very narrow device, feels very good in the hand. Again, it's lightweight, but yet it does have a little bit of heft to it. You're holding something. You know what I mean? But it's not heavy enough to where it's going to weigh you down. Okay. So, again, different colors and things that you can get this thing in. You can get it in red here. Obviously, this is the Project Red. You can get it in white, blue, yellow, coral, and black. And so it's good that Apple, switched it up a little bit and, launched the device with multiple colors for people to choose from. That's a very nice look. Now, my overall final thoughts. Who's this phone for? I mean, hey, any, Apple fans out there, fanboy, fangirl who wants the latest and the greatest Apple tech in the mobile aspect, hey, I mean, this phone is for you. I feel like this is the most cost-effective iPhone. I think it's still on the pricey side. I don't think it's worth $750. Maybe $650. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to complain about it. It's a really, really nice device. I mean, it's a powerful device, excellent cameras, hardware, build. NFC technology with the wireless, with the Apple Pay, dual stereo speakers that sound amazing, really nice cameras. I mean, this phone is the total package, man. I mean, so I feel like if you want to get an iPhone, this is the one to get because it's the cheapest option. It looks great. It has the same processor as the X and the S Max. You can get the color combination that you want. I mean, what more can I say? This is an iPhone through and through. I mean, they didn't cut any corners. They didn't dumb the phone down a bit to where it's just like a lesser tier or anything like that. It has the same processor as the 10s and the 10s Max. Like I said, I went over the differences. And so another thing is like you have to ask yourself, do what the 10s and the 10x Max have over this? Is it worth the difference in cost? Me personally, I don't think so at all whatsoever. So you have to ask yourself that if you guys are in the market for a new iPhone. But my personal opinion, if you want the new iPhone, get the 10R. Save yourself some money. Get the 10R. You'll be completely satisfied with the package overall. It's the same as the iPhone 10s and the 10s Max, minus the things that I talked about in the video. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. Hit that notification bell so that every time I upload and my videos go live, you can be the first to check it out. Leave your questions, comments down below in the comments, or in the comment section, and I'll be sure to do my best to accommodate you guys in future videos that I do on these devices. All right, keep it locked because I've got so much more content to come, and you already know, man. Please stay safe, get spiritually fit in 2018. We're definitely living in the last days, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.